You guys might be asking the question, what cookies should I be leveling up? Or you guys might be asking the question, what are the cookies that I've already leveled up good at? Well, in today's video, guys, we're gonna go down like a tier list type of thing right here, basically talking about the best cookies for each area of the game. That being the best all around, great for PvP, great for guild boss, great for PvE, good substitutes to level up, and the ones you shouldn't be leveling up at all. So guys, hope you enjoy this little tier list thing we're doing today on what cookies you should be leveling up for each facet of the game. But we're gonna go ahead and start out with the first category here being the don't level up category. Now, taking a look at this category now, guys, there are a lot of cookies in this category, and the reason why there are so many in this category is because these cookies just don't have very many uses, or they're not like the best for a certain area of the game, or they're not very good substitute units to use. And I know you guys might be mad of seeing Red Velvet in here. Red Velvet has one use on an arena team. Everywhere else he's not too good at. Candy Diver's not really good anywhere. Pastry's not really good anywhere. Really, any of these cookies in this section are not really good anywhere in the game, and they're not really good substitutes either, so I wouldn't really be putting your XP into those cookies. And if you already have and they're not max leveled yet, I would stop leveling them unless you enjoy playing with them, and then in that case keep going for them, I guess, and have fun with them, because that's what the game's about, having fun. Alright guys, but with that category being out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into our second category now, being the best substitute cookies to level up. So guys, basically what this category is if you don't have any of the other cookies in the above category, or if you don't have cookies in a certain section of the category above, these can be used as substitute cookies depending on the facet of the game you need help in. So guys, the cookies on this list are going to be espresso, licorice, parfait, pomegranate, sea fairy, strawberry crepe, Captain Caviar, pumpkin, affogato, caramel arrow, clotted cream, pine cone, and profit cookie. I know you're probably not going to agree with some of the choices here, but these are like the substitute units. Like I said before, they're not the best to use in each category. That's why they're here. For example, espresso can be used in PvP, guild boss, and PvE. They're just not the best in those categories, so I'm not going to put them there because you're not going to get the highest damage or the highest usability out of them from those stages. The same can be said with Captain Caviar. You know, he's really good for PvP and he's really good for PvE, but he's not the best for those categories. That's why we have other cookies on the list there already, and that can be said across all the cookies on this list here. They can be used in most of these categories above. They're just substitutes, except for one, that being clotted cream cookie. The reason why clotted cream is in this category, guys, is because clotted cream requires so much investment for him to actually be so good. You're gonna either have to whale out or get really lucky on pulling clotted creams, because you need him at least 3 stars for him to actually be usable and do good damage on any of these modes here and like the higher level of things. So that's the reason why he's in the good substitute category, because he does require so much investment for him to actually be decent to use or good to use, depending on how many stars and ascensions you have for him. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and hop into the best cookies for PvE right now. Before talking about the cookies on this list, I just want to state these cookies can be used for guild boss and PvP as well. I just found their best use case to be in PvE opposed to the other categories on this list. So guys, starting off with the list here, guys, we have purple yam, sorbet shark, eclair, dark cacao, crunchy chip, Milky Way, and space donut cookie, which for some reason his image wouldn't pop up on the tier maker here, so he's just a blank space, but that is space donut if you guys were wondering. So purple yam, he is great for Cookie Alliance, and he's really good for the story mode as well. Sorbet Shark, of course, he does massive damage. He has the ability to dodge, and he can just be really good for story. He can be used in Alliance, not as good there, but for story mode, he can be really useful and really good there. Eclair is great for Alliance and great for story mode. They provide an increased amount of damage you can deal to the enemies. On top of that, they provide HP shield to your whole team if those enemies are killed. Dark Cacao, he's a tank. We know why he's good. He brings down attack and defense of the enemies. He provides shock, so he takes away HP shield, and he does a lot up there for PvE stuff, and he's just really good up there right now. Crunchy Chip slows down the enemies, helps out with that. Also summons dogs in to help out with frontline support. Milky Way Cookie pushes enemies back, gives a lot of defense down, and provides really a lot of self-sustain for themselves. And for Space Donut Cookie, the main reason he's here is because he is absolutely amazing for Chapter 15 and Chapter 16, destroying the exploding mines. This will be the key, I believe, to getting through most of the stages on Chapter 15 and Chapter 16. Also, Alliance, too, seems to be pretty good there because he can turn them into donuts and you do increase damage. But with that category out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and hop into our second category now, which is the best cookies for Guild Boss. So, guys, on this list, we're going to have Blackberry, Cream Puff, Rye, Squid Ink, Wolf, Cotton, Oyster, Cherry Blossom, Macaron, and Carol Cookie. Now guys, these are going to be the absolute best cookies to use for Guild Boss. If you guys don't know, Blackberry is on the highest DPS team right now for the Avatar Boss. The reason why she's on there is because she provides a lot of crit support for the team. On top of that, she is also destroying walls really fast. So it's helping you get to the boss to do massive damage with your main DPS cookies, that being Squid Ink and Rye Cookie. Cream Puff being on this list, guys, she is good for Avatar and she is good for Abyss. The reason why she's good for these teams, she provides an absolutely massive heal, she provides an attack buff for the team, and she provides a crit buff for the team, and she doesn't really need much damage risk to actually work on any of these teams. On top of that, she targets multiple targets, so this makes her really good for the Avatar Boss as well, because her skill will help destroy the walls faster. Rye Cookie, I think this goes without saying, this is the top DPS for the Avatar Boss. This is where the majority of your damage comes from the Avatar Boss. Squid Ink Cookie, guys. Now, Squid Ink is interesting, guys, because Squid Ink can be used both on Avatar and Abyss, depending on the team you're running. Most people do use her on Avatar because you can destroy all the walls really fast if you time it correctly, and Abyss too, because she just does so much damage against the little minions, and that's why Squid Ink is so great for these things. Werewolf Cookie, guys, I think this goes without saying, he is the best DPS for the Living Abyss boss. He does massive damage. He is what carries the whole team. He literally does 90% of the damage for your team on the Living Abyss boss, and that is why he's here in this list. Cotton Cookie is also an interesting one, guys, because Cotton Cookie can be used for the Red Velvet Dragon, and also Cotton Cookie can be used for the Living Abyss boss. So that's why they're on this list, because they can be best in slot, or they are best in slot for the best teams right now for healing support on these two bosses. Oyster Cookie coming in next, guys. Oyster Cookie obviously can be used for Abyss and Avatar, gives crit support for the team, also has multiple minions coming out. You're destroying walls faster on Avatar, and you're able to tank a lot of damage on the Living Abyss boss from the little blob monsters. Now, Cherry Blossom Cookie. Cherry Blossom Cookie is really good for the Avatar boss because they can charge a big death beam, they can insta-kill one cookie, they also hit all the walls, do massive damage there, increase attack for the rest of the team, and a pretty good option for Avatar boss. Macaron Cookie is used for both Avatar and Abyss, and you know why. Massive healing, does AoE damage, attacks all the pillars on Avatar, also attacks all of the little minions on Abyss, gives you good healing, good consistent healing anyways, and gives you crit buffs and stuff like that. Carol Cookie is good for Abyss. She gives a one-time huge heal, maxes out your HP, and gives you crit buff and stuff like that too, so that's why they're on the list here for that. Ooh, that was the longest one on the list yet, boys. Now we're going to talk about what is great for PvP. On this list is going to be Herb, Vampire, Frost Queen, Finn, Cream Unicorn, Black Pearl, Charles, Blueberry Cookie, and the new Stardust Cookie. Now, guys, I think you know why Herb's pretty good for Arena right now, because he removes all debuffs, so it helps against Sherbert comps, and that's the main reason why he's on this list. Actually, I've seen more and more vampires being used. He might drop out of this list soon, though, just because of how much support in the back recently there's been. It's very hard for him to kill double healer comps right now, so he might drop out of the list soon. Depending on what the next updates have and show off there. But Vampire right now, I think, is still a pretty good choice for PvP. Frost Queen as well. Frost Queen, of course, freezes the whole team, adds Frost debuff, and also helps with Sherbert quite a bit. Finn's just amazing, guys. Come on, Finn's great for PvP, gives you a one-time shield, absolutely slays, absolutely helps you out. Cream Unicorn has a dodge. Cream Unicorn also has a massive heal as well. Black Pearl dodges and does a lot of debuffs to the enemy team. Charles, of course, stuns the enemy, has a lot of attack speed. Hammer, Dedge. Blueberry Cookie does absolutely massive damage with their laser beam, especially if you can stun the enemies or if you can incapacitate them a lot. Come on, Stardust Cookie, guys. Come on. He's cracked. Come on, best PvP cookie in the game, let's be honest. But that's going to cap off our great for PvP stuff. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the best all-around cookies for the game. Let's go. Starting off at number 1, Moonlight Cookie. Moonlight Cookie is good everywhere, guys, except for Guild Boss, really. I mean, you could use them for Guild Boss. I just don't know how that would work out too well for you. But everywhere else, she's absolutely amazing for. Second, Hollyberry Cookie. Come on, we know. Good for Alliance, good for PvE, good for PvP, and also is used on Guild Boss as well for an Abyss team. PV as well, guys. PV is just basically used everywhere. Wildberry is basically used everywhere. BTS is basically used everywhere, and we know Sherbert is the king. He is almost used everywhere as well. Now, honestly, I do think Stardust Cookie could be in the best of all around right now, but this video is being filmed before he came out. So, guys, take that with a grain of salt. He could be best all around, but as of right now, it looks like he's going to be great for PvP, and I didn't want to overshoot and put him best all around to scam you guys out. Also, for Space Donut Cookie, we already know he's going to be absolutely amazing for clearing stages. That's why I put him on this list as well. But yeah, guys, that's really going to do it for my list today. Here's the list on screen now. A little scroll through the whole list right now, showing all the cookies, all the tiers, and everything like that. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys have any thoughts or suggestions about what content you want to see on the channel, put it in the comments below. Also, what are your takes on this little tier list thing here? Do you like this? Did you not like it? Do you think my takes are copium, or do you think my takes are good? Anyways, guys, tell me what you think. I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'll see you guys in the next one later. Bye-bye.